once again, I'm back for another video because everyone loves to see me doing these videos, and we're going to be working on Row Your Boat. So I set this one up to use open strings in a lot of cases, and similarly to the other songs, we're going to approach it the same way that we would approach a chromatic. Now what I mean by that is when you're approaching the chromatic scale, we're working with 4 frets at a time because we have 4 fingers. We're not using our thumb, obviously, because our thumb is going to be back here. And we're going to have our thumb lined up mostly with our middle finger, and the thumb is just going to stay pretty much right in the middle center area of the neck. And when you're doing a chromatic, it's kind of like this. So if we take that in mind, the 4 fret situation, but we bring it over here, we're not actually using a 4th fret. If you sight read the PDF that I included a link for in this description for Row Your Boat, we're not actually using a 4th fret, but we want to basically assume that. We're going to be using the 3 frets and open strings. So we're just going to mainly be using our 3 fingers here. The very first notes are open, so notice I'm starting with my middle finger. Now, I am starting with open, 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 2, open. So the 2nd fret is happening on the G string, the 2nd fret of the G string, that's the 3rd string. And then open string B, or 2nd string. And so again, notice that my fingers are just sticking to the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd frets of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers. And so when you do it that way, it almost looks like your fingers are barely moving. Now, there's this one section here where we do the merrily, 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 merrily. And instead of going, I'm going to use my pinky. So starting from the beginning, it's middle, open, back to middle, to 1st fret, 3rd fret, and then I add my pinky. Now what I'm doing here, I've lifted my ring finger a little bit, so it's kind of still touching that 2nd string, but it's not fretting it yet. And then I shift so that my pinky comes up and I press down my ring finger. And then I lift off because I'm getting open string and then open string again. And now I'm coming back down 3rd fret to the 1st, to the open, to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, back to open. So if I play it slow without stopping and explaining things, maybe you can play along with it too. So we're going to start right now. Notice again that you want to stick with the same fingering that I'm using. And if you need to play this video multiple times, whatever you need to do. Practice as much as you can to get really comfortable with it, and eventually you're just going to be able to fly through these things. I mean, you don't have to play it fast, but being able to do some of these melodies quickly is going to be helpful to you in the future for songs that you want to learn. As always, like the video, and I'll see you next time.